Now, bubble wrap wasn't invented just to keep your items neatly stored inside packages. It was for epic stress relief. Oh, and one other thing. Apparently, someone thought their house would look awesome with three-dimensional wallpaper. They were going to plaster painted bubble wrap all over the walls. It didn't work, so they tried selling it as greenhouse insulation. That failed too, but they nailed it on the third try. Small bubbles, big bubbles. Hey, what's your favorite? After downing a whole thing of mac and cheese, you've got to clean your teeth. It's a rule. Off you go to grab your blue toothbrush from the bathroom. Up and down, circles, rinse. Hey, good job. Now, how about a bit of mouthwash to keep your breath fresh? That mouthwash you're searching for wasn't always mouthwash. It used to be an antiseptic. You know, the type of thing doctors and nurses use to keep their hands bacteria-free. Minty. Mouthwash was also used as a floor cleaner and a cure for bad diseases. It was even marketed as a hair tonic. Hey, next time I clean my house and find myself out of cleaning products, I might just pop a few lidfuls of mouthwash into the bucket. Play-Doh. Yeah, you love it. I mean, it does whatever you want it to. Stretch it, sculpt it into a dinosaur, make the world's longest blue pasta type thing. Just don't chuck it at the walls. Unless… Yep, Play-Doh was initially supposed to be a wallpaper cleaner. And it wasn't until 20 years later that it became the clay we all love to squeeze into weird shapes. It was a popular way of getting all that soot off your wallpaper. Everyone was using coal to heat their houses back then. Rings are big business. People wear them for loads of different reasons. You even get one when you win a Super Bowl. Yippee! Back in the day, though, rings weren't just for show. Archers used to wear them to protect their fingers from their bowstrings, and people doing needlework used them to make sure they didn't hurt themselves, all while looking extra stylish. Egyptians used them as seals, a personal ring signature. You walk into your very nice Egyptian office thousands of years ago. Everything's made of gold for some reason. Your boss walks in, "Sign this, please," and all you do is place a bit of wax on the paper and press your ring on it. Sweet, great idea! What if you lose your ring, though? Along with Play-Doh, everyone loves a Slinky, especially when it's in a YouTube video with some funky music in the background. They were actually invented by accident. Back in the 1900s, an engineer was working hard at his desk to find a way to keep sensitive nautical equipment steady while the boat was swishing around all over the place. Instead, he came up with a fantastic toy. Find a treadmill, put a Slinky on it, thank me later. Don't know where to store your freshly baked pie? Place it on a Frisbee, if you want the chef to scream at you. In 1871, when Frisbees first came to be, that's exactly what they were used for, to serve pies. Here you go, your strawberry pie on a Frisbee tin. College students came up with a much better use for them, though. Can you do the thing where you throw it upside down? When you go to bed, you expect your pillow to be as soft as cotton, or maybe you prefer it a bit stiffer. The first pillows, however, weren't fluffy-wuffy soft. They were as hard as stone, because, you know, they were literally made out of stone. They were designed to lift your head off the ground and stop little critters from crawling all over us. Ew. They eventually turned soft, thankfully. I don't think my neck could handle a stone pillow right now. I'm sore just thinking about it. Hey, if you're anything like me, hey, aren't you glad you're not? You probably can't walk for even a few seconds in heels without falling over. I think even standing up might be a problem. Back in the 16th century, Persian soldiers used high heels to get more accuracy from their bows while on horseback. It helped them get that little bit taller. T-shirt. Now, why is that called a t-shirt? Come on, people. Well, they didn't used to call them that. These classics used to be standard-issue undershirts for the Navy. Back then, about 100 years ago, the word t-shirt wasn't even in the dictionary. Back in ancient Egypt, some people walked around with eyeshadow. Now, you might think they were really ahead of the game when it came to fashion. That might be true, but mostly, they put it on to protect their eyes from the glare of the raging hot desert sun. No aviators back then. It was also used as a part of some ceremonies. We don't really know what they were doing or why, but for sure, they look good. Can't wait to see someone skiing down a hill with a face full of eyeshadow. Okay, you're having memory problems. No worries, we've all been there. Where? I forget. Go to your drawer and grab a stack of, those thingies, Post-its. Now write yourself a note. I'm almost out of Post-its. Ooh, very efficient. They were invented by accident by a scientist who was researching different glues. While he was trying out different mixtures, he discovered a special recipe for a glue that only stuck very lightly to most surfaces. He was actually trying to do the opposite, find the recipe for the biggest, baddest glue ever, one that could hold up framed paintings. Still, I'd argue that Post-its are probably way better than an adhesive that strong. A Kleenex comes in handy anywhere, especially if you just bit into a hot dog and mustard is oozing all over your hands. They weren't originally thought to be multi-purpose. They were originally invented to be a cold cream remover. What a weird specific use. Over the years, people started using them for anything and everything they could think of, especially as a disposable handkerchief. When their marketing team took notice of this, they rebranded them into what we know and love, Kleenex tissues. How generic. You're trying to blend in and look cool at a restaurant, and you spill your drink all over the tablecloth. Uh-oh, you were originally going to order water, but the waitress convinced you to order their new cherry-infused something or other that's going to stain like crazy. Well, not to worry, cellophane was designed to tackle this exact issue. The idea was to wrap the tablecloth with it, and then any and all spills could be wiped clean. It didn't quite work out, but instead we found a great new purpose for it. Storing food, and it does the job perfectly. Plus, it's great for the odd prank now and then. You know what I mean. You know pom-poms on caps? If you've ever wondered what those are for, they're just decorative. Still, sailors used to use them a bit differently. They use them as sort of antennas, the way animals do to sense if an object is too close to them. Insects have them. Cats and other small mammals use their long whiskers to test if they can squeeze into a tight spot. And humans have pom-poms. Thanks to them, no more bumps on the head. The small square patches on a lot of backpacks nowadays are mostly decorative. Still, they used to be nice little gadgets for outdoorsy people. They used to tie extra equipment onto those squares, or use them to tie their muddy sneakers onto. They might have lost their usage over the years, but they kept their funny name. You can call them lash tabs or pig snouts. A good pair of sunglasses completes any outfit. They're not just for show. A lot of professionals rely on them. Professional drivers, pilots, construction workers, they all use them to make their jobs safer. About 1,000 years ago, judges used to wear them. Picture this, you're in a 12th century trial. Wonder how the judge is going to rule on this one. You try really hard to guess what the judge is thinking, but you can't. The judge has sunglasses on, the perfect way to hide your face while you interrogate someone.
Many shirts have 2 buttons on the cuffs, but only 1 buttonhole. So what is the second button for? Turns out you can use it whenever you're wearing a watch, so the cuff is looser. Most clothing items you buy come with a small bag of fabric or a button, or both. Buttons obviously can be used as a replacement if you lose the original ones. Pieces of fabric can be used to patch up a hole, but most importantly, it's a tester. You can use it to test different washing products on it and see what happens to the fabric. Some umbrellas have a tip at the top, and it turns out it's not just a pretty design. When going inside on a rainy day, you should just close your umbrella and tap the tip against the floor to drain the water faster and more effectively. Many backpacks have this diamond with 2 parallel cutout slits on its front, and it's there for your comfort. You can attach something to it, like a water bottle or shoes. It comes especially handy if you travel somewhere or go hiking, so you don't have to hold your stuff. Okay, the next thing is gear loops. And probably from the name of it, you already have an idea what they're there for. You can strap in some useful gear you need to have with you, like trekking poles or shovels. Some gear will need to be secured to do it. Drop the handle through the loop and rotate it upward. Then, secure it with the elastic hook at the top, and you're golden. On the back of many makeup and hygiene products, you can find this symbol with a marking, like 6M, 12M, and 24M. This is the number of months this product can serve after you open it and before you should throw it out. The two sides of a cotton pad are different because each of them has a particular purpose. A cotton pad has several layers to ensure that it's soft, strong, and can absorb liquids. The edge is stitched to hold it all together. The smooth side of a pad is for applying products like tonics and lotions, and the embossed side is best for cleansing and makeup removal. Also, any pack of cotton pads has those strings on the sides. They're there so you can hang the package somewhere. Then, you can open the package at the bottom where the perforated line is and take them out. Did you know that there is an efficient way to pull a thread from yarn? When you pull from the outside, the yarn rolls away, so you need to hold it. However, if you pull it from the center, it will stay together. We're all familiar with staplers, but I bet you don't know all its secrets. Most staplers have a compartment to store spare staples, which can be located either on top or at the bottom. Also, surprise! This metal plate you press staples against can be turned around. This way, the device will be able to staple your documents by turning the metal ends outwards. No need to wonder whether you need to get a smaller or bigger container. Turns out, plastic food containers have volume measurements on their bottoms, indicating how much food they can fit. Ceiling fans come with a small switch on the inside of the blade. You might not have noticed it because it's not in plain sight, so check yours out. This switch allows you to change the direction of rotation. Now, why would you want to do that? The blades of a fan push the air in different directions, depending on the way they rotate. In the summer, you need the air to be pushed down to create the effect of a breeze. In the winter, the direction should be changed so that the air is pushed towards the ceiling. It then heats up before going down the walls. Have you noticed that the gas tank sign on cars' dashboards has a little arrow next to it? Well, this arrow has a purpose. It points at the side of the car where the gas tank is located. It's very useful for forgetful people who constantly wonder where their gas tank is, and also for those who drive rentals once in a while. The answer is right in front of your eyes. If you can't find the arrow on your panel, then the fuel hose on the icon indicates the side instead. All car tires have 12-digit numbers printed on them, and they're actually important codes for car owners if they want to get the right tire. The first letter identifies the type of tire. P stands for a tire for light passenger cars, and LT is for heavy vehicles. Then, the following numbers stand for the width of the tire, its radial, and its diameter. Measuring tapes have that metal stud on the end, which you can use to attach the tape to the surface you measure. This way, you don't need to hold it yourself. But there's also a small slot, which can be used to hang the tape on a nail, again to free your hands and keep measuring. The bottom of the end of the tape has a ridged edge. It will help you make a mark if you don't have a marking tool with you. On the tape, there are black diamonds that are placed every 19.2 inches. They're useful for construction workers when spacing engineering joists. They can also be useful for you if you want to hang something heavy, for example. The diamond will mark the exact center of a wooden joist. Those are placed 16 inches apart from one another. There, you can drill something to that center to make sure whatever you hang is safely attached to the joist instead of the unreliable thin wall. Pictures will survive, but it's particularly important if you're hanging something heavy. Did you know that batteries have an expiration date? Yes, it's printed right on their label, but I've never noticed it before. The expiration date doesn't mean you can't use it after that. It's more like a recommended usage period, after which the manufacturer can't guarantee full battery life due to deteriorated components. These little feet keyboards have are actually a standard. The height of a keyboard should be adjustable, allowing the angle between 0 degrees and 15 degrees. The reason to fold the feet out is for you to see the keys better. in case you don't type blindly. A little problem that comes with it is that, in this case, your wrists are bent. And it's not good to keep them in this position for a long time. Pans have those holes on the ends of their handles. They're not just there for you to hang them. You can also place your cooking spoon in there. It'll hang right above the pan, and the sauce will not spill around. Make sure to tap off the sauce or food beforehand, though, so that it doesn't go down the spoon's handle. Stickers with numbers you can find on fruits can tell you some information on how the food was grown. A 4-digit code that starts with a 4 means that the fruit was grown conventionally, meaning it contains chemicals and pesticides. So your best choice should be a fruit with a 5-digit number. And if you see the number 9, it indicates that the fruit is certified organic. On the bottom of plastic bottles, you can often notice a mark of a triangle with a number engraved in the middle. This number specifies the type of plastic that was used to produce the bottle. These codes help people and local recycling centers to sort returns. Products that were made of plastic of types 1 and 2 are the easiest ones to recycle. Plastics of types 3 through 7 are tougher to recycle.
Here's how you can protect your bank card from potential fraudsters. Use a marker and cover the last 4 digits. You can also use a sticker that's easy to remove and place it over the security code. Have you had a house guest that didn't use a coaster? Get a hairdryer and hold it a couple of inches away from the stain. Blow it on medium heat for a couple of minutes to evaporate the watermark. If a faded ring remains, mix equal amounts of vinegar and olive oil in a bowl. Wipe it onto the marked area and rub it in until the stain disappears. Then wipe it off. Don't waste time scrubbing the burnt stains off the bottom of a pan. Instead, fill it with water and add 3 tablespoons of salt. Let it sit overnight as the salt dissolves the burnt marks, and in the morning, pour the water out of the pan. This way, it will be much easier to scrub all that grease off. Picture this. You're on vacation and your shirt has become all crinkled inside the luggage. You need it tonight, but the hotel doesn't have an iron. Don't panic. Hang the shirt up in the bathroom, and while you relax in a hot shower, the heat and moisture will unwrinkle your shirt. It won't be perfect, but it will get much better without any effort. The football is on, and it turns out you've run out of standard batteries. You can use a smaller battery instead that easily fits inside. Now take some aluminum foil and crunch it up. Fit it into the gap on the negative or flat end of the battery. All done! You can turn on the TV now. Once your flip-flops crack and the plug easily slips out of the hole, it's normally a sign that you need a new pair. But there's a way to extend their mileage. Push the plug back through the hole, then take a bread clip and attach it to the end. The clip will provide enough support for the plug to remain in place. You've received a package and the receipt is taped on. You've managed to detach it from the box. But how to separate the tape without ripping the paper? Hold both ends of the tape apart, and by pulling it slowly, the tape stretches and separates itself from the paper without tearing it apart. Ziploc bags are perfect to keep things dry, but it would be great if they were larger. Take 2 and turn one of them inside out. They can now connect and work as one large bag, big enough to protect a keyboard. There's no need to carry your keys in your hand when you go for a jog. Instead, put them inside your pocket, take a rubber band, then tie it around the pocket from the inside. This stops the keys from falling out. You've broken your key in the door. It's stuck. Great. Arranging for a locksmith could cost up to $100, but for a cheaper and quicker option, try using a hot glue stick. Heat the end with a lighter, and once it's warm enough to melt, push the glue into the keyhole. The melted glue will enter the available space, covering part of the key. Once it cools, it compresses and gains a strong hold of the key's end. Now, just pull it out. If you need to siphon liquid through a hose and want to avoid using your mouth, put one end in the liquid and hold the other upwards with your thumb closing the top. Now shake up and down. This jiggle motion pushes liquid upwards, a little each time. And once it reaches the top, lower the exit point and let gravity do the rest. You've left your keys locked inside the car. It's an older model with a roll-down window. You could get the coat hanger and begin the long process of finding the lock, or use duct tape. Make about 20 2-foot-long strands. Stick them onto the window, allowing enough room for the tape to grab onto at the bottom. Then with a friend, take the ends of the tape, holding them together, and pull downwards. The force will allow the window to lower enough that you can unlock the door. While drilling long screws into hardwood, your old drill might not have enough power, leaving them only halfway in. Before the drill gives up, get a block of wax and scrape the edges of the screws with it. The wax works like a lubricant, melting as it gets warm and providing easy entry for the screw. You're out camping, but you didn't bring anything to light the barbecue. Take a small plastic bag that won't leak, fill it up with water, and close it tight, making a round bubble. Hold it over where you want to catch the light from the sun. The bag of water will work like a magnifying glass, starting up the barbecue, just as long as it's a sunny day. Missing a corkscrew or a cork breaking halfway? By using a stove lighter, heat the top of the bottle. The heat slightly expands the glass, and this forces the cork out the top. You've superglued your fingers again. Take some salt and pour it on top of your stuck fingers. Put your fingers into the water and slowly rub. The mixture will dissolve the glue and release you in no time. While hanging up a painting, it can be impossible to find that stubborn nail. Place a fork upside down and insert it so the nail is in between the middle fork teeth. The fork has provided a long arm that's separated from the wall, making it easier to slip the string of the painting over the nail. Once it's perfectly balanced, simply remove the fork. You need to put a cake into a container, but taking it out again later by lifting it up from the inside might ruin the cake. Put the lid upside down and place the cake on the lid. The base of the container is now the lid, making it much easier to access, slice by slice. Pour out water more efficiently from large jugs and bottles by swirling. This will make the liquid inside spin, creating a vortex. The vortex allows for the air to flow back into the bottle as the water pours out, much faster than the glugging alternative. There's an easier and less messy way to remove eggshells from a boiled egg. Once fully boiled, crack the shell on both ends by tapping them. On one end, pinch off the shell. Use the opened end to blow with your mouth. The force of air will push the flesh and expand the eggshell, forcing out the egg undamaged. When the hinges of your laptop break, repairing them can cost up to $300. A far cheaper fix is to buy a picture frame and tape it to the back of the screen. You've dropped a small piece of jewelry on the floor, seemingly impossible to find. Take a stocking and place it over the end of the vacuum hose. Give the area a good vacuum and check the end periodically. You will eventually find it sitting at the end. You've drilled a hole in the wall, but the drill hole is now too wide. Remove the screw and find an object that is slightly shorter and thinner. Pieces of plastic, small wires, paper clips, or even toothpicks are perfect. Place whichever item you find inside the hole. It's filled the gap enough so the screw will now re-enter securely. Taking the trash out can put you in a gross scenario of getting bin juice on you. A great way to avoid this is by placing old papers at the bottom of the bag. Now, not only does it absorb all the liquids from the food and other sources, but also helps prevent bad smells from forming within a bin. Nobody likes mosquitoes, and pesticides are pricey. A cheap alternative is to take a plastic bottle and cut the top part off from the bottom of the funnel. After removing it, turn it upside down and put it inside the bottle. Mix 2 cups of warm water with 2 tablespoons of sugar. The mosquitoes will be attracted to the formula inside and become trapped. Now just sit back and relax without getting bitten.